Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
Am I the asshole for telling my mom, good? Now we are both our sugar babies. My 22F mom, 37F, had me really, really young. My dad was never in the picture. She's still very beautiful and people say we look like sisters. For as long as I can remember, my mom was a very hard-working and independent woman. She takes pride on not letting any men or her family have any financial chain on her, which is super awesome. I admired her until she got on her high horse. My longtime boyfriend, 24M, comes from a very wealthy family, so he tends to shower me with gifts and surprises. My mom doesn't like it. For her, I'm always relying on his money, which is not true. I have 2 jobs, one at school and one part-time. A few months ago one of my cousins introduced the terms, sugar daddy, baby, to her, and from that moment she was sure that was my situation, which is not. I've tried to explain to her that my relationship is genuine, that my boyfriend and I are loving partners and that he's not my bag of money, but she doesn't understands. My boyfriend thinks I should just ignore her because we both know what's really happening behind doors, but is kinda hard. I feel like she respects me less because of this. Well, she has been seeing Ben, 45M, for a few months now, and he's always giving her nice stuff, flowers every week, jewelry, cards, going out to nice places, etc. My mom is really happy, and I'm happy for her. I noticed the hypocrisy, but I said nothing because it wasn't my intention to bring my mom down. Yesterday, my boyfriend got us matching rings, and while he was at the bathroom, my mom made a small sugar baby comment, and like divine justice, she received flowers from Ben at the same time, saying that he'll take her someplace nice and she didn't have to worry about anything but look pretty. She was smiling and I said, good. Now we are both sugar babies, Mom. Her smile dropped and said it wasn't funny and that it was different. I just left with my BF, but she texted me saying we need to talk and I need to apologize because it's not the same. Not the asshole. You're right, it's not the same. I was just trying to make a point. You, on the other hand, have repeatedly disrespected my boyfriend and my relationship, and I'm still waiting for my apology. Not the asshole, but I really want to hear how this isn't the same. Your mother sowed. Your mother reaped. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It is very much the same. She just doesn't want to believe it. Not the asshole. Good for you. Honestly, I think your mom tossed the sugar baby, daddy at you guys out of jealousy. And now that she has her own boyfriend buying her shit, it can't possibly be the same because it's herself. If she wants to talk, I'd be very upfront and let her know that you are insulted. She would think the only reason you are with your boyfriend is to get free shit, money out of him, that it's rude and shows she doesn't respect you. Am I the asshole for not taking the next elevator when a mom with 7 children demanded it of me? A neighbor of mine has 7 children and they are all under the age of 9. I have seen her many times, and she always demands people take the next elevator because she has kids who need to get home. She has physically shoved into the elevators and forced people out, including my elderly father. I was on my way home from work. I take public transit and she was on the bus with all kids. They were screaming and running up and down the aisle, basically making such a scene that the driver asked her to have the kids sit down before they get hurt. Sure enough, one of the kids was spinning around one of the poles and bumped her head as we were going over the train tracks near my place and started screaming. She looked like she was physically okay, no blood, not even a red mark, but she screeched the rest of the ride to the building. I was first in the building and hit the elevator button. She came in with her double stroller and her gaggle of children running around her as I stepped into the elevator and held the door for her. She told me that I would have to get out and wait for the next one. I said, "Excuse me?" She heavy-sighed at me and said, "My stroller won't fit in with you in here." Get out and take the next one." I refused, saying I would make myself as tiny as I could, but I was staying in the elevator. She became irate, pointed at her kids and said, "Do you see what I'm dealing with here?" I said I understood that it's overwhelming, but I had worked a long day and I needed to get home. I said, "In or out, because I'm going now." She pulled her stroller and kids out, calling me an asshole the entire time. A few people were waiting behind her and got in with me. 2 began thanking me for standing up to her because she does this all the time, but the other one called me an asshole for not being sympathetic to her situation. I don't think people should have to make constant accommodations for people just because they have kids, especially when they're rude and demanding. But am I the asshole here? Edit. People are concerned with the way that this woman has treated my father. She did not physically touch him. He was in the elevator and she pushed her stroller in, waved her arms and yelled at him to get out several times. Because he's hearing impaired, he was very confused and only knew that she was yelling at him, and he got off the elevator. Had she put her hands on him, charges would have been filed. 7 children and they are all under the age of 9. #not the asshole. There is no chance I need to read any further. So someone called you an after they took advantage of being able to get on the elevator because you stuck up for yourself? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I am so sick of entitled parents. Just because you breed does not entitle you to special treatment. Not the asshole. She made the choice to have kids. More than that, she made the choice to have 7 of them. Seriously, that is just too many, especially within a 9-year time span. If she makes that choice, tough luck if it is hard, but that is what she chose. Not the asshole. You should leave a box of condoms at her door. Not the asshole. Especially since she has a history of kicking people out of the elevator? Like TF is wrong with this lady. Am I the asshole for canceling the entire trip after finding out that my husband hid my daughter's passport? My husband and I have been together for 3 years. He has 3 kids from his previous relationship and I have 1. She's the oldest, 17. He's a dedicated man, puts God first and loves everyone. My husband always complains that my daughter doesn't spend time with her stepsiblings or him, but she has reasons for that, and that is school, health issues and work. She does her best to spend as much time with them as she can. But she on the other hand complains that her stepdad tells her to basically take on the role of a babysitter whenever she's with her stepsiblings. My husband denied that and said that my daughter was making up excuses to not have to spend time with his kids. For this issue, I figured that a family trip is what the family need to get together and spend more time around each other's. My husband liked the idea but said that his kids are now uncomfortable around my daughter because of her attitude, and suggested we let her stay home and have the house all to herself since that's what she always wanted. I told him it's best that we all go. He kept complying till I snapped and told him to stop. I booked, paid, for the whole family. However, my daughter told me she couldn't find her passport. We turned the house upside down looking for it but couldn't find it. My husband said maybe it was a sign from God that we should let her stay home so the trip wouldn't turn into a disaster. I ignored his comment, but later while I was cleaning his office I found the passport, tucked away in the 3rd drawer under a ton of papers. I was floored by this. I confronted him with it and he swore he had no idea why or how the passport got there. I checked the upstairs camera and saw him enter my daughter's room. That was it for me. I screamed my head off at him, then cancelled the whole trip completely. He started arguing, saying I overreacted and that he didn't want his kids to be miserable on the trip, and that willing to apologize to my daughter if and when I reconsider my decision regarding the cancellation of the trip, because my stepkids will be devastated, but I said it was final and that it was done. He became cold and distant and said that he wants to take some time to do some fasting and get guidance from God about how he should deal with the disrespect and control I had displayed lately. Am I the asshole for canceling it altogether? Not the asshole. Book a trip for just you and your daughter. A man of God? You need to stop calling him that. It's blatantly untrue and you need to open your eyes to his actions versus his words. He's a lying, abusive, sneaky, manipulative asshole who is trying to push out your daughter for himself and his kids. Your stepkids should be blaming him for his disgusting actions trying to ostracize their stepsister. Without the camera, he might have succeeded. Do you want to be with someone that you can't trust? Husband turns to God because of your disrespect and control. Also husband actively disrespects your daughter by pointedly excluding her and steals her passport, which is illegal BTW, to control her ability to go. You are the asshole, but only because you let this man treat you and your daughter so poorly. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my mother-in-law attend my wedding after what she said about my daughter? I, am 33, am marrying the love of my life, F25. We have a 10-year-old daughter. She was 5 when I met my fiancé. The biodad is not in the picture. We did not start dating until my fiancé finished college 3 years ago. She worked her ass off as a single mom to get her high school diploma and then her teaching degree after her parents kicked her out when she got pregnant. She did eventually reconcile and they helped her with childcare while she finished school. We met when she was a student teacher at the school where I work. For the last 2 years her daughter has been my daughter. I am adopting her as part of our wedding. Because I am her dad. Both my fiancé and myself are Caucasian. My daughter is mixed race. When we were discussing both our parents, I overheard my mother saying she can't wait to have a real grandchild. I immediately asked what she meant by that. She said that she just means it's obvious that my daughter isn't biologically mine. She says that she wants a child that is obviously her grandchild to show off. I would never in a million years have guessed those words would come out of my mother. I told her she wasn't welcome at my wedding and not to worry about being seen with my daughter because she would never be seeing any of my kids. She has been blowing up my social media, claiming that it's my fault for not understanding how she feels. It takes everything I have not to block her because her and my dad share accounts. I want to just call her out as a racist bi plus ch. My family thinks I should give her another chance. I don't want her and her attitude near my family. My fiancé says it's my call. But I know she is hurt by what my mother said. Am I the asshole? Edit. It's my mom. I screwed up the title. Edit. After reading so many responses, I re-examined the conversation with my mom. I still do not know 100% if it is racism. It still sounds like she thinks my daughter is less than. I won't have that. I'm seeing mom today. We will talk. Not the asshole, but you almost gave me a heart attack with, we have a 10-year-old daughter. I thought you got a 15-year-old girl pregnant when you were 23. Not the asshole. Not all racists wear white sheets and burn crosses. Your mother would consistently treat your daughter as less than for the rest of the old bat's miserable life. When you have cancer, you shrink it small enough to excise it. This is precisely what you are doing to what will definitely be a cancer to your child moving forward. Good riddance to bad rubbish.